These are two things you should be doing immediately, right away. Okay, even if you are having progress when it comes to hitting your manifestation goals, leveling up, these are two things that I think you should be doing anyway and on a continuous basis. But especially if you do them, you are going to see progress. Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, whichever side of the screen that I have it on, as well as the bell. So anytime any new content is uploaded, you're going to be the first to know about it, you guys. But I wanted to make this video for anyone out there who may be having issues with their manifestations or their level up, glow up journey. These are two things I think you should be doing immediately, right away. Even if you are having progress with that, these are two things that I think you should be doing anyway and on a continuous basis. But especially if you do them, you are going to see progress in those areas. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys what those two things are and why I think it's so important that you need to be doing them. First thing, you guys, first things first. Okay, it's going to sound a little bit more intimidating than what it is, but the deep sleep mind programming, yeah, I said it. You need to be doing that, you guys, where it's like positive words of affirmation as you sleep. And there's a lot of content. You can find it right here on YouTube, different creators. I highly suggest go with a creator that you trust. Okay, go with a creator that you actually do trust, and make sure you're doing it ad free, you guys, because you do not want to wake up right from an 8-hour sleep and don't know why you want to buy a pair of tires. Okay, so definitely make sure you're doing it ad free. So important, you guys. Like from day one, right out the womb, we are continuously, even now, right, we're continuously bombarded with a lot of subliminal messages, continuously shape our mind, and some of it can create blockages in different areas, especially if you have any kind of like rough background where maybe you grew up with toxic family or toxic environments. You know, where people are telling you who you are, what you ain't, what you can do, what you can't do, or what you're capable of, or whatever. Like, especially that, to be able to, you know, really combat that and override that, you need to immediately, you should be doing it anyway, but immediately start with the reprogramming how you think on a subliminal level. Okay, because if you are having blockages in any of those areas where you say, you know, hey, you know, I speak the words of affirmation, I've scripted, I do the visualization, and I'm not having any, it doesn't work for me. No, it's not that it doesn't work for you. It's just that on a subconscious level, you do not believe that whatever that is that you're affirming, that you're visualizing, you do not believe that that is something that is possible for you. Okay, you're not really feeling it. And really feeling is the key. You know, feeling, I guess you could say, is like the magic, because without the feeling, you know, the scripting is just words written down. The visualization are just what you see, okay, or what you're speaking at words of affirmation is just what you're speaking, but it's the feeling, it's the belief that on a subliminal level that that's something that is possible for you. So you have to really start ASAP. Okay, ASAP Rocky. Okay, make sure that you are, I'm so silly, but you guys know what I mean. Just immediately, just start doing that. And it could be on different blockages that you're not even aware that you have. It could be, you know, social, economic. It could be, you know, gender. It can be abundance. It could be, you know, on so many different levels of success that you just don't, you know, certain ceilings that you haven't been able to really go beyond, that you feel on a subconscious level maybe unworthy of that. So I think it's so important to do it on a regular basis. And then once that's really in there, once you really believe what it is, the most positive affirmations that, you know, are being fed to you as you sleep, once you really believe that, then it really makes you unfuckwittable. And excuse my French, but it really makes it where your mental state is so tough that it doesn't matter how many negative things are said to you and about you, you know who you are. And you know who you are, where there's nothing that someone can say that's gonna shake you, you know, where you know, it doesn't mean that it won't hurt your feelings, and it may hurt your feelings just because coming from this person who I've never would have thought would talk or speak like that, but not that you actually believe any of what is actually being said, and even allowing it to mess with you like that because you're that mentally tough. So I say definitely start doing that, incorporate that into your routine, but do go with a creators that you actually do, trust. You believe that they are going to put out like legitimate words of affirmation. Definitely don't take it too lightly. Make sure you trust the creator. Make sure you're doing it ad-free. If you can't do it ad-free, then hold off. Don't do it until you are able to do it ad-free. Okay. But the mind and what you believe, how you feel is everything. That is truly one of the, I guess you could say that feeling and belief is the key to manifestation, period. Okay. And the second thing is going to be for you to do an audit. Okay. And to be really, really super honest with yourself and, be able to do that audit, do that evaluation unabashedly, where you're not like, be really real with yourself, where you are really evaluating your own habits. You're evaluating the people that you keep around you, the environments that you put yourself in, what it is that you are consuming, what it is you are exuding, right? And be really super, super honest with yourself on, you don't have to share it with anybody else, but what isn't actually in alignment that you currently have going with whatever your desired state is. Okay. Whatever that manifestation, whatever that level up, that glow up is, what's actually in alignment, what gets to stay, what needs to go. Okay. And just two quick examples. If you are wanting a positive relationship, you're wanting something that's harmonious. Okay. But you are watching nothing but reality shows back to back. That's nothing but, it's entertaining, it's fun to watch, but it's nothing but arguments and confrontations and misunderstandings. And, it's completely the opposite, right? It's disharmonious. Okay. But you're wanting harmony in your relationships, whether it's romantic or otherwise, but you're consuming, visualizing, seeing and watching and feeling, you're excited. Oh, ooh, what just happened, and that is the complete opposite. So really be honest with that. Again, even if you're listening to music, right? You want a harmonious relationship, but you're listening to music that's singing nothing but songs about heartbreak or just really toxic lyrics. Now, it doesn't mean it might not be artists that you love. It might be the rhythm, the beat is just like, man, when that beat comes on or whatever, just that artist, you love the artist. But if you are really honest and it's like, man, like it's, if the song is nothing about heartbreak or just super toxic lyrics. And I've already spoken about music. The only other people that I've actually heard speak and it was a celebrity that actually spoke about music and was like, yeah, no, you really have to be careful with the lyrics. And I noticed that a lot of people that are super, super wildly successful do believe and they do practice manifestation on a level, right? But I think it was Khloe Kardashian that was speaking with, and she might have been speaking with another Kardashian. It was like on her podcast though. And they were both agreeing about music and lyrics and how you have to be really careful because some of those lyrics, like stuff does manifest, and you have to be careful about the lyrics that you're repeating. And it's true, because music is nothing more than affirmations with melody. A lot of it sounds good, but if if it has any kind of repeating chorus, okay, and you're bobbing your head along and you're repeating those lyrics, ultimately it is a mantra. And those are like words of affirmation. So you do have to be careful with that. And especially if it's not in alignment with what it is that you want. If it's the opposite, if it's music about heartbreak or whatever, you do have to be careful with that. Okay. But just in general, you want to evaluate your environment. Okay. Your habits. Are you putting yourself in toxic environments? Do you have toxic habits that need to go? What gets to stay? What needs to go? Are you around people that actually are in alignment with an older version of yourself that, things that you want to change? Maybe now you want to, I don't know, whatever it is, cut out certain habits, but you're around people that have old habits or whatever. You guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So I would say definitely step 2 is to do an audit, a self audit. Be super honest with yourself about your own habits, your environment, what it is that you're consuming, what it is you're exuding. Are you, what are you saying? What are you doing? What are your habits? And environments, people that you're around, what's actually in alignment with those manifestations. And once you actually really get a handle on that as well, then you're going to see movement in those different areas. Because like I always say, it's like if you're building a sandcastle, right? It's not that you can't manifest in a toxic environment. It's not that you can't manifest with toxic people around you, but it's just going to be 10 times harder than if you didn't have those interferences, right? It's just like if you're building a sandcastle and you're getting the foundation and you're padding and everything's looking great, and somebody just keeps coming along and they're kicking the sand, and you keep trying to build it up. Doesn't mean you won't eventually finish, but it's going to be obviously 10 times harder because you were building it either in the wrong environment or the wrong people around it that were trying to destroy it, or just people that, the area is too busy and it's getting destroyed in that area. So again, like I say, do those two things. And I say do those two things, even if you are having progress with your goals, with hitting those goalposts, the level up, whatever. I say do it anyway. Okay. But I hope you guys found this video to be helpful, useful. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up, you guys. Share it with anyone who you know that may actually need to hear it, that might find some use. Also, we are growing out here, you guys, so leave lots of comments down below. I always say a comment that you leave, it might actually be divine timing. Someone else might need to hear it. Perfect timing, super helpful. Leave lots of comments, you guys. I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Bye.